Scientific knowledge is a process that occurs over time with scientists continually expanding, refining, and revising previous knowledge. Today's modern-day cell theory is an example of how, over time, scientists gained a better understanding of the world around us, specifically the cell. The development of the cell theory shows how scientists use both advances in technology and previous knowledge from other sources to revise and expand their knowledge of life at its most fundamental form, the cell. The scientific knowledge of the cell would not have been possible without the development of the microscope in the 1600s. In 1655, Robert Hooke was using a compound microscope to observe slices of cork. The structures reminded him of the cells that monks lived in. That's how the cell got its name. What he actually was looking at was the cell wall of the cork plant. His work launched a new frontier in scientific exploration that led to modern cell theory. In 1674, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch merchant and amateur scientist, used his microscope to look at a variety of things, such as scrapings from his teeth and rainwater. He observed living cells, which he called animalcules. Today we know them as bacteria and protozoa. He communicated his findings by writing several papers which were accepted by the scientific community. In 1838, Matthias Schleiden, a botanist, was using his microscope to observe plants. While he was observing plants, Theodor Schwann, a biologist, was viewing animal parts. Both noted that what they were observing always contained what Robert Hooke had described as cells. Schleiden concluded all plants were made of cells, and Schwann concluded all animals were made of cells. After consulting with each other, they began the cell theory by stating all living things were made of cells, and that cells were the fundamental unit of all living things. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow further added to the cell theory by adding that living cells come from other living cells, dispelling the previous belief that life occurred spontaneous. He did this by studying diseased tissue.
All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced